Hello friends, in this video I want to talk about this movement of nurses quitting their jobs en masse. Actually, I want to talk about the implications on the home care industry and also how it's going to affect you. Some of you guys that watch my content are nurses, registered nurses, and I've even spoken to some of you guys, and it's the same story over and over and over. And I'm picking up on a pattern. Every time I pick up on a pattern, I do my investigations. I start to dig into the reasons why these things are happening, because for someone like you might have limited perspective, or you might only know what's happening just at your job, but you don't understand that this is a nationwide problem. In order for you to understand how this is going to affect you, I do want to start by saying that what we're witnessing right now is what I like to call the mass awakening. This is the slave revolt. The slaves are waking up. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all the people all of the time. I'm sure you heard of this saying. So let me give you some context or a bigger picture of what's happening. Some of you guys might be familiar with everything that I'm talking about right now. The cost of living is crazy. Inflation is out of control right now. So what this does is it makes things very difficult for employers. Before you start wanting to bash some of these employers, I think what's important for you to understand is that they're feeling the effects of this as well. I'll say the majority of them, they don't know how to fix it, because these are agency owners, business owners that started these businesses in a different era, but we're in a new era now. You see, change is the only constant in life. The way they've set up their business and the way their operations are set up are not compatible with the current situation. So this is why you're starting to see things break, things falling apart. If you are from a developing country like I am, you will understand exactly what I'm talking about, and you might have even witnessed a lot of what I'm talking about. See, I was born in Africa, and the country that I was born in was great when I was a kid. And then when I was in high school, things started falling apart. So think about it, in a country with a population of, at the time, like 12 million people, any little changes in the economy is felt immediately, overnight. And I remember during that time, there were people that were protesting. First, it started with the government employees. They started protesting, saying they wanted to get paid more money. And then followed the doctors, started striking. After that, it was the nurses. They started striking. And then as soon as the doctors and nurses started striking, the teachers started striking. All the best doctors, all the best nurses, all the best teachers, they all left the country. So we had a massive brain drain. And some of these people are actually doing big things in the UK, US, Australia, all across the world. They're doing amazing things because they were the best in their field in Africa, where they came from. So there's a massive exodus of people. We must have lost, in a span of, I'd say 5 years, we lost 1 million people. 1 million people in a population of only 12. That's a lot of people. And the people that typically escape are the ones that can afford to leave, and they have the means to leave. What we're experiencing right now is exactly what a lot of people that come from developing countries have experienced already. That's why some of you guys who are immigrants, that's why you're in the United States right now, because you're escaping something that was falling apart where you came from. So you understand the signs. You understand how to read the signs early. The people that grew up in a system that was very easy or too easy for a long time, they don't know how to adjust when things are falling apart, you see. And these are some of these business owners that you're working for. They've been used to operating in an economy for the last 20 years that was doing relatively well. Everything was good. There was no inflation, and the workers are obedient. You guys, meaning you guys. And then all of a sudden, inflation comes. Now their rent is jacked up. Now the cost of labor has gone up by sometimes double or triple. And they're panicking because they don't know how to fix it. In order to survive in this economy that we're in, it requires a different set of skills that a lot of these business owners don't have. If you have been at the bottom for a long time, you have these skills. You have these survival skills. See, for someone like me, I have no problem going back and renting a room in Harlem because I lived in Harlem for 10 years. In fact, I had my own apartment in Harlem for 10 years. But I have no problem going back to rent a room for cheap while I'm grinding. I have those survival instincts and skills. Some of you guys have those survival instincts and skills. That is something that your employer does not have, you understand. Additionally, some of these employers have made such good money for so long that they have crazy liabilities. So outside of just their business liabilities, they also have personal liabilities. Maybe your employer went through a crazy divorce and then they got to pay alimony. They're going to start making bad decisions that are against the interest of their business because they got all these crazy liabilities. Money makes people do weird things, I'm telling you. It's very strange. And people behave funny when it comes to money too. Have you ever lent somebody money and they tell you they're going to promise to give you that money back in a certain period of time and they don't? Because they don't know how to manage money. They behave funny. And then when you confront them, or they start avoiding you because they don't want you to confront them when they're late on payment. The mass quitting by nurses, doctors even. Some doctors even quitting. Some home health aides are quitting their jobs right now. They're just saying, even some of you guys are calling me like, man, I've been working this job for 10 years. I'm tired now. I'm burnt out. You're not the only one, I promise you. This is a whole movement going on right now. You're just one of thousands, probably millions of people that are feeling and behaving the same way. So when people are quitting en masse, these employers are panicking. I promise you, they're freaking out right now. They will never tell you that they're freaking out or panicking, but I promise you, they're freaking out. This is why, if you are a good employee right now, you start getting treated poorly. They start putting you on things like performance improvement plan, PIP. These are just tools to jam you up. If you go to TikTok, there are a bunch of people snitching on these companies and some of the tactics that they're using to jam good people like you. They'll put you on a PIP so that you can think that, oh, maybe I'm not good enough. So you can work harder and harder for them so they can pay for their liabilities. They don't know how to manage those liabilities. So you're on the hook for all the labor for somebody that doesn't know how to manage the business. Is that fair? No, it's not fair. But I do have good news though. There's always good news. Here's the good news. This industry is recession proof. If anything, it's going to boom in the next 5 to 10 years. It's going to blow up. People are lonelier than ever. So as these employers start losing employees, it means that they've released thousands of competitors into the marketplace. You guys, you are the competitors now. Now it's easier than ever to start a business. It's so easy to get an LLC. It's very easy to get a business checking account. It's easy to invoice a client. So why do you need somebody between you and the money? There's no need. If you're a top performing employee right now, they don't want you to win. They don't want it. They don't want it. They know you got it in you. They know you got the fire in you. They know you got the skills. And they're panicking. If you are out there in freedom, you got freedom, and you're watching my videos, you're a threat. You're a huge threat, I'm telling you. They're freaking out because they're like, how do we compete with this? This is a top employee. Now she's out there operating on her own, and she's watching videos from this guy teaching her that she can do this, she can do that, or he can do this, he can do that. What? They don't like that. Do you think they like to have thousands of competitors when they'll be eating good for years? Because it means that they're going to have to step up. They're going to have to put in the work. But they don't have the skill set that you do. They don't have the hustle that you have. And they don't have the energy that you have. There's something that I've learned about life, which is your attention is very valuable. Only these business owners that are losing employees, their business is falling apart, they're so consumed, I promise you, they're so consumed in trying to keep that sinking ship afloat. They don't have time to be focused on you like that. Yeah, they might give you a hard time, like putting you on a performance improvement plan and everything. But after like maybe focusing on for a couple of days, they can get distracted by this bill. If you are getting attacked by bill after bill after bill every day, one day it's this insurance bill due, this bill is due, this bill is due, imagine what's going on with your employer. It's 10 times worse for them. They're reaching a breaking point right now. But as long as you keep your liabilities low and you apply serious pressure, I promise you, you're unstoppable. They can't stop you. You're already ahead of the game. You have all the leverage now. If you are the best, you will get all the clients, you get all the business. Don't worry about what's happening in the economy, because believe it or not, it's actually going to work in your favor. They still need you. This is a recession-proof industry. People still need care, especially the rich people. And they got more money than ever right now. And you're going to get their money. And I'll show you how to do that if you schedule time. Let's talk about it. There's a game that I can give you guys over the phone that will give you some really good perspective of why you should be excited about being in this industry right now, especially when things seem to be falling apart. Don't panic. It just means that the lane has been open, wide open for you. The lane is open, and you're going to love it. You're going to love your freedom, because now there's nobody telling you what to do, because you know how to do the job. You just got to shine, and you just got to show these people that you can do the job. I hope you got some value from this video, and schedule time. Link in the description of this video. Talk to you soon.